NBA trade rumors are exploding. The Los Angeles Lakers are predicted to land a $22.50 Warriors star to bolster their championship chase. Sources are buzzing that L.A. is targeting a high-impact wing or big man from Golden State, a blockbuster move that would reshape the Western Conference. Will this star inject the star power and depth LeBron and AD need to reclaim the throne? How would Golden State respond? Are they ready to shake up their roster? Fans, analysts, and front offices across the league are glued to the rumors. Could this be the move that defines the season? Stay tuned for exclusive insights, behind-the-scenes scoop, and what this unexpected trade could mean for both franchises. The NBA offseason is heating up, and this latest rumor is turning heads across the league. The Los Angeles Lakers, already making major noise with their recent blockbuster move to acquire Luka Doncic, are now reportedly setting their sights on Golden State Warriors big man Kevin Looney. According to the Times of India and several other outlets, the Lakers are eyeing Looney as the next key piece to bolster their frontcourt, strengthen their interior defense, and give LeBron and Luka a playoff-tested enforcer in the paint. Now, on the surface, this might not seem like a huge headline. After all, Kevin Looney isn't exactly the flashiest name on the market. He doesn't put up 20 points a night, he doesn't shoot threes, and he doesn't dominate highlight reels. But what he does bring is grit, consistency, and championship pedigree, exactly what the Lakers need right now. Especially after a season where they were bullied on the boards, exposed in the paint, and lacked toughness in key playoff moments. So let's break this whole situation down. Why would the Lakers be targeting Kevin Looney? Why might the Warriors actually be open to letting him go? And how could a seemingly under-the-radar move like this become a critical turning point for both franchises as they recalibrate for a run at the 2025 NBA title? First, let's start with the Lakers. This team is in an aggressive win-now mode, and that's putting it lightly. With LeBron James heading into what could be his final season, or at least one of the last seasons where he's still playing at an all-NBA level, there's no time for waiting. And with Luka Doncic now on the roster, the Lakers have a dynamic backcourt playmaker who can score, pass, and carry the offense for stretches, something LeBron has desperately needed since the bubble championship. But even with those two superstars, the Lakers have some glaring weaknesses. Interior defense has been a huge concern, especially after letting go of some key frontcourt depth in recent seasons. Rebounding has been inconsistent, and without a true enforcer on the glass, they've struggled to close out games against more physical teams. This is where Kevin Looney fits perfectly. He's not going to wow you with box score stats, but anyone who's watched the Warriors over the past few years knows just how vital Looney is to winning basketball. He sets rock-solid screens, boxes out like his life depends on it, and crashes the boards with relentless effort. He's one of the best defensive rebounders in the league, and in multiple playoff runs, he's come up huge with 15, even 20 rebound performances in must-win games. Remember that 2023 series against the Kings? Looney had multiple games with double-digit offensive boards, completely flipping possessions in the Warriors' favor. That kind of hustle doesn't show up on highlight tapes, but it wins playoff games. And that's exactly what the Lakers are after. Now, salary-wise, Looney's $22.5 million deal might seem hefty at first glance, but in the current NBA climate, that's actually a very manageable number, especially for a starting caliber center who brings durability and postseason toughness. Plus, his contract structure is team-friendly, giving LA flexibility depending on how this experiment plays out. But this story gets even more interesting when we look at the Warriors' side of things. Golden State has been a dynasty over the last decade, but it's no secret that the roster is in flux. With Klay Thompson's future uncertain, Draymond Green's contract eating up cap space, and the emergence of young players like Jonathan Kuminga and Brandon Podziemski, the front office has been signaling a shift. They're trying to walk the line between remaining competitive with Stephen Curry still in his prime, and planning for the next chapter. Kevin Looney, despite his importance, may become a casualty of that transition. The Warriors are deep in luxury tax territory, and every dollar counts. Moving Looney wouldn't just save salary, it would significantly reduce their tax burden, freeing up flexibility to make bigger moves. And Golden State's front office has never been shy about making tough calls. They let go of Andre Iguodala once. They moved off James Wiseman despite drafting him number 2 overall. Trading Looney, while unpopular with some fans, could be part of a broader strategy to add more athleticism and size to the frontcourt or acquire younger assets to pair with Kuminga and Moses Moody. There's also a basketball fit angle here. The Warriors have increasingly leaned into small ball lineups, and if they plan to go even faster and more switch-heavy next season, they might see Looney as a less critical piece. That's not to say he hasn't been valuable, he absolutely has, but Steve Kerr and Bob Myers, or whoever's running the show now, may be looking to evolve the team's identity yet again. So, what would a trade look like? If the Lakers are serious about landing Looney, they'll need to send something back that makes sense for Golden State. Draft picks are an obvious starting point. The Warriors might be interested in acquiring second-rounders or even a protected first if the Lakers are willing. But knowing how competitive Golden State still wants to be, they might prefer young talent over picks. Could someone like Jalen Hood-Schifino be included in a deal? The Lakers are high on him, but if the price is right, they might consider it. Max Christie is another name to watch, young, athletic, and a solid perimeter defender with upside. Even Rui Hachimura could be dangled in a larger package, especially if the Lakers want to add another piece alongside Looney. From the cap perspective, it gets a bit tricky. The Lakers are already flirting with the second apron of the luxury tax. Any deal has to make sense financially, and that means matching salaries within a small margin. Rob Pelinka would need to be surgical in constructing this trade, especially now that luxury tax rules are even more punitive under the new CBA. That said, the Lakers have been willing to go deep into the tax before when the roster was championship ready. With Lebron, and Anthony Davis, or if Davis is dealt or shifts positions, the team clearly sees a window. And adding Looney could help protect that window from slamming shut. Fan reactions to this rumor have been surprisingly strong. Lakers fans, who sometimes scoff at non-star acquisitions, seem to understand what Looney brings. Many on social media have pointed out that he's the kind of guy you want in a 7-game series, a player who doesn't need touches but will do the dirty work that often separates winners from losers. Warriors fans are more divided. Some view Looney as a heart and soul type player, someone who's been with the franchise since 2015, stuck through injuries, and became a reliable force. Letting him go would hurt emotionally, even if it makes sense on paper. Others see it as a necessary move to refresh the roster and give more room for Kuminga or Tracy Jackson Davis to grow. So where does that leave us?